Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Well, I'm getting so much feedback from you guys, and I feel the change, I feel the shift, and I feel those who are still struggling with it but are starting to get it and not giving up. All right, I want to tell you, you can move mountains. How does that work? So some people have asked me in the past, when I said, you know, if you believe and you know that it is already done and you live as though you've already received it, which is the toughest part for us, because if we don't see it, it's not out here. How can I imagine that I've received it? Well, here I'm going to show you why and how. You can say, mountain move and the mountain shall move, right? Okay, so what does that mean? Because we're sitting here thinking, yeah, right. So I'm going to say mountain move and it's going to go. And of course, maybe that's not good for the people that live on the mountain or around the mountain. So how can I want the mountain to move and, you know, do that selfishly for myself? That's not how it works. When I tell you this, it's going to make so much sense. We shift into different realities. I can move a mountain in my reality, and it won't be shifted in yours. Now, how does this work? Mountain move and it shall move. We all then participate who are part of the entanglement of that existing reality. We all shift into that. So if there are 50 other people who, you know, envision the mountain moving, you know, whatever that situation is in the world, will participate in that if we too shift into desiring that the mountain is over here. So the mountain itself doesn't physically move, it shifts because you've shifted into a reality where the mountain is someplace else. Now that is tougher to imagine because we're like, mountain move, how about you're shifting into a reality where you are abundant? So, but you can't do that. And you're like, well, wait a second, that would shift everything out here. But don't worry about that. Nothing, you're not making anybody come along with you or infringing on their free will unless they're participating in that shift. So if it's part of their reality and their desire, they'll shift into it, and maybe in your reality too, they'll be entangled in it. All right, so if you desire a higher paying job and you just know it, it's done. That's faith, and that's the toughest thing for humans to do, is have faith, because we don't believe we're doing it. If you truly believe that you are the one shifting that reality and that you actually, through your focus, this is true, this is real, this is quantum physics. I mean, universes are all affecting each other and going in sync, and, you know, scientists are going, how's this possible? They're 50 trillion light years away. Hello, McFly. There's no distance, there's no time, there's no nothing. We're just one thing. So of course we're going to affect each other. This is why it's so important for us to choose higher thoughts, higher frequencies. So when you're choosing a higher frequency, what's happening out here is you are affecting everything. You put a drop of, you know, coloring into the ocean. And even though you're saying, well, you know, it's not going to affect everything on the other side. Yes, it does. It's still in the ocean. It does affect it. That whole ocean just changed from that moment that you put a dropper of, you know, purple in it or whatever it was. It does change. It is no longer the same ocean. It's an ocean with a drop of purple in it. Okay? And it does affect it because everything's entangled. So the water over here on the other side of the planet is affected by it. It is aware of that drop that was put over here. So the whole thing shifts into something else. It is no longer an ocean without a drop of purple water in it. All right? Does this make sense? So don't gauge anything. That's just why the button in the castle makes sense. There is no judgment of how big, how much, you know, good or bad. There's none of it. It's your focus, your belief, you're creating. Now, if you don't believe it, you won't create it. And this is why so many of you are not manifesting what you desire. Mountain move, and you shift into the reality where it is someplace else. And this is why we've talked about these quantum leaps. I've had a couple crazy, you know, you lose a couple hours. No, a spaceship didn't come down and get me. I was in a car with a friend on a freeway, and you're going, yeah, right, yeah. we gained some time. We didn't lose time. So, you know, instead of being here at, you know, it took me, we were going to be there at 2 o'clock. You know, we were there at 1 o'clock, and it wasn't daylight savings time thing. So it was one of those things where, like, how did we get here so quickly? Greg Braden tells of a story where a couple busloads of people experienced that, where they arrived someplace hours beforehand, and it was impossible because they were going up this very rickety road that you can't possibly gain any time on it. I also experienced being at the end of the block while I was running, and at the same time, I didn't lose time. And so, like, let's say I was at 12 o'clock here, and then all of a sudden I'm at the end of the block and it's still 12 o'clock. Those are quantum leaps, those are quantum shifts, and this is no different. What happens, like, I think of it as like a little rip, a little tear, and, you know, there's little holes in everything, because this is just a quantum field, you know, this is a holographic thing going on, and sometimes there are glitches and things that go on, and I don't understand it, but I know that, you know, this is energy that creates things for us. You know, it creates, so it's not like, this isn't who we are. It's just what we're playing out. So of course there are things that are going to shift, and we're all affecting each other constantly. So what do you want? If you desire it and you know it's you doing it, but we don't. We think there's somebody else that is making a decision, or that we are not worthy. So you're creating that you're not worthy, and you don't believe it. So that mountain is not going to shift. You're not going to shift into the reality where you know it's done. And it's really tough because you want it to show up. You're like, well, it's not showing up. It is showing up. And the minute you just doubted it, boom, gone. Because now you shift into the reality where it's not going to be there because you just questioned it. Oh, it's not working. Okay, boom, now we're over here. You're back to the mountain. Mountain's not moved yet. You were moving the mountain. You were getting ready. You're like, you know, and I'm sensing things are different here. I know I'm in that place where the mountain is in another spot. I know I'm there, and you see it. You see the mountain in another spot. You see the mountain over here. Mountain move. I am abundant. I have the beautiful relationship. I have these things. I am worthy because the light of the one source flows through me. I am it. It's not separate. It's not separate. All right? When you know this, you know you're that power. So you as an individual expression of the one, shift into whatever you want to create. You're a creator of your own reality, not the world. You affect the world, but we all get our own choices. So don't worry about that. Concern yourself with whatever you're putting in. If you're doubting, you're contributing crap into my world. Don't do that. That's not nice. It's not good for you, and I feel it. Right? Some of us are highly intuitive, so we pick up on what's going on out there. I would not want to be an empath, but that's a gift too. You can use all this very positively, and don't go to the dark side. What's the dark side? Negative thoughts, the dark side. You're going there. Don't think you have to do something evil to go to the dark side. You're going to a third dimension, egotistical, dense place of thinking, limitations. And it's not true unless you believe it. Believe the mountain's moved? Then you're going to shift in, and all of a sudden you're going to go, wow, holy cow. So I desired something, and I put it out there, and I didn't know how it was going to show up. I have certain goals I want to achieve, but I don't know how they're going to come to me. And sure enough, something showed up that I would have never guessed in a million years would have. You know, something that was so amazing, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I allowed the universe to choose, so I didn't put it in a box and say, it has to be this. So maybe it's going to take, you know, a year to get this. But if I'd have said, hey, here's my goal, and I'm specific about my goal, then it's going to bring everything. Everything's lining up, entangled, is starting, and the mountain moves. Right? Because you're focused on the moved mountain, and it's going to decide how it does that, how it shifts you over. Because you're still in a human body, and so you're like, why can't I control that? Because you're in a dense human body, so we have some limitations that we chose here purposely. Right? So don't worry about it. You're still connected to that power that's moving the mountain. You are still that. You're not separate from that. It's always in operation. And when you're entangled and you're sending that message, it's in operation because you're in alignment with it. When you are like questioning, you are in alignment with nothing. Nothing. Okay? So I want you to just understand that mountain moving means you're just shifting a reality where things are in a different place. Where you shift a reality where the love of your life does live in your city. You shift a reality where that job now is available for you, and that right boss at that moment thinks you're the right person for it. Right? The other reality you were in is that you're never going to get that job because the guy in charge or woman in charge was never going to pick you. When you know it, you shift in a reality where maybe it's a different job and it's even better. So don't box yourself in. That's how you move a mountain. Does it seem more reasonable now? Because now you're going, oh, cool. Yeah, I can totally shift into that reality because that mountain is endless. There are endless probabilities of where it exists. So all you're doing is shifting into the probability where it is where you want it to be. But boy, the minute you doubt it, you just dissolved it, and now we are over to another reality where it doesn't happen for you because that's what you're focused on. I never get anything. It's not working. I don't have anything. I'm not good enough. I'm too old. If I hear the too old thing, that's such a load of crap. Hello, these are phases these bodies go through. That's it. Quit judging it. Who cares? Really, you can't take it with you. And the happier you are, the younger you're going to be. You shift into that reality where you're healthy and you look beautiful and you're happy. And you're okay with this body not looking like it's 30 because everything evolves. How boring. I would never want to be, I'm sorry 30-year-olds, I would never want to be 30 again. Oh my gosh, I'm so much wiser now. And that's going to happen for you. You're going to shift over into that reality. But only what you think about it is what creates what is so desirable and pleasant and joyful. And then that happiness goes into the collective and we all feel it and we're going, wow, we don't have to struggle with anything anymore because everybody is focused on light and love and abundance for everyone and for themselves, because what you give, you receive, and you want to wish it for everybody. Quit saying, oh, you're rich, you're supposed to do this, and you know, you're evil, and wealthy people are evil. So you're projecting that. Love everybody, bless everyone. They're all on their own journey. We all make mistakes. He without sin cast the first stone. Won't see me throwing any, I'll tell you that. So let's get busy on knowing where that mountain is and seeing it. And no matter how many times you see it here, you're going to see it over here. You're going to see it over here, and you know it. You know it. It's a probability. It exists. True. Quantum physics, it exists. That probability is over there. So the more you focus on there, the less you see it there, and pretty soon it's here. It's here, and you're going, whoa. This is like so cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for my abundance. Thank you for my health, my wealth, my joy, and my awakening. I send this light and love out to the planet and beyond. I choose this for all beings because they are me. I am you. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.